Good evening, everyone. My name is Japji, and I'm a grade 12 IB student at this very school. Tonight, I want to talk about something that every single one of us is connected to, whether we realize it or not, the pursuit of self actualization. Before I jump in, let's warm up with a quick question. Please raise your hand if you've ever seen the movie The Pursuit of Happiness. Amazing. Okay, some of you. For those who haven't, let me break it down for you. The movie stars Will Smith as Chris Gardner, a struggling father who's determined to build a better life for himself and his young son in the busy chaotic city of San Francisco. Money is tight, life is hard. Chris is barely holding things together. But instead of giving up, he sets his sight on becoming a stockbroker. And let me tell you, being a stockbroker isn't just another job. It's high pressure, high stakes, where you're consistently making decisions about buying and selling stocks, managing investments, and staying ahead of the game. It's tough. Alright. But here's the thing, Chris's story isn't just about landing a high paying job, it's about something deeper. His journey was about proving to himself and his son that he was capable of greatness, no matter how much the world tried to convince him otherwise. Now, you might be sitting here thinking, cool story, but what does that have to do with me? Well, a lot. Just like Chris, we all have goals. Maybe your goal is something smaller, like getting your homework done before midnight, or even something a tad bit bigger, like landing a dream job, or even earning financial independence, or making an impact on the world. Whatever it is, we all have things we want to achieve. And here's the truth, the only way to achieve these things is through this thing called motivation. So let's break this down. What is motivation? And where does it come from? Motivation can come from different places. Sometimes it's external. External motivation is when you're driven by things outside of yourself, like when your parents nag you to clean your room, or you feel pressure to do well in school, because you don't want to disappoint anyone. In the movie, Chris was pushed by external factors too. He needed money to provide for his son, so that urgency gave him a reason to work hard. External motivation is useful, but it only gets you so far. Think about it. If you're only cleaning a room for your parents who are constantly nagging to you about it, when they stop nagging, what are you gonna do? You're most likely gonna stop cleaning your room yourself. That's where internal motivation comes in. Internal motivation is the secret sauce to success. It's the drive that comes from within you, your own desires and beliefs. Chris didn't just want any job to pay the bills, he wanted to be a stockbroker. If that were the case, if he would want to have any other job, he could have easily gone out and become a waiter or a bartender. But he didn't. Instead, he chose to pursue something difficult, something demanding. Why? Because he wanted to prove to himself that he could rise above his circumstances. Alright. That's the difference between surviving and thriving. External motivation might help you survive, but internal motivation pushes you to thrive. It's the force that makes you want to grow, to improve, to achieve. Without it, even the strongest external pressures can leave you feeling empty or stuck. Now, let me bring up something that caught my eye the first time I watched the movie. Did anyone else notice the misspelling in the title? The happiness is spelled with a Y instead of an I. At first, it felt like a mistake, didn't it? But it's not. The little Y actually is a symbol for something much, much deeper. It represents life's imperfections. None of our lives are perfect. We all face challenges, setbacks, and moments when it feels like the universe is against us. But here's the thing, it's in those imperfect moments, those struggles, that we have the greatest chance to grow. The pursuit of happiness and ultimately the pursuit of self actualization isn't about achieving perfection, it's about embracing the process of becoming. Sorry. For Chris Gardner, the misspelled happiness was a metaphor for his life. His journey was far from smooth, yet he kept pushing. He wasn't chasing happiness in the form of comfort or ease. He was chasing fulfillment, growth, and the opportunity to be the best version of himself. This idea is becoming the best version of ourselves is what psychologists call self-actualization. It's not just a fancy word, it's a real concept developed by Abraham Maslow. Maslow created something called the hierarchy of needs, as you can see here. At the bottom, you have your basic needs, things like physiological food, water, sleep, breathing, etc. Once those are met, you move up to safety, security of body, employment of resources, etc. Once those are met, you go to belonging or love, feeling connected to others, basically. Then you get your esteem, things like confidence, self-respect, and being recognized for your accomplishments. At the very top of the pyramid is self-actualization, the main thing we're going to talk about today. That is when you focus on reaching your full potential and becoming the best version of yourself. But here's the catch. Self-actualization isn't a destination. It's not like you get there one day and go, all right, I'm done. It's a lifelong process of growing, learning, and striving to do better. So how do we apply this to our lives? How do we move closer to self-actualization? Let me share a personal experience. My school counselor, Mrs. Bishop, once taught me about something called the internal locus of control. It's the belief that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can therefore react how we take it in. We can control how we respond to it. Chris Gardner couldn't control the fact that he was homeless. He couldn't control the economy or the fact that he was struggling financially. But what he could control was his mindset and the actions he chose to take. He decided to work harder than anyone else and to seize every opportunity that came his way. This is what self-actualization is all about. It's about taking ownership of your life. It's about asking yourself, what can I control? What actions can I take right now to move closer to my goals? It's easy to feel like life isn't fair and the odds are stacked against you. Sometimes that is the case. But the truth is, no one else can live your life for you. No one else can make your choices for you. So the next time you feel stuck, I want you to remember this. You have more power than you think. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond, and that's enough to change your life. The pursuit of self-actualization isn't about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about making the most out of every moment, even the messy, imperfect ones. It's about embracing life's challenges and using them as stepping stones to grow. That's what I want all of us to take away from tonight, even myself. Whether you're cleaning your room, chasing a dream, or just trying to figure out what's next, remember that the power to grow and achieve lies within you. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you, Ted Y, for giving me this chance to share this with all of you. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.